Hey guys, Toast here, and welcome to another episode of Overwatch How to Play. This is a series that focuses on each Overwatch character's backstory, covers their basic mechanics and abilities, and discusses tips to play each character. Today's focus is Mei. Though many blame the planet's escalating climate phenomena on the invention of new technologies, the omnic population, and the increase of resource consumption, a true cause remained unknown. To find a solution, Overwatch established a series of eco-watchpoints at remote locations worldwide. Mei-ling Zhou was a member of this initiative. A climatologist, she had introduced cutting-edge innovations in the field of climate manipulation that protected at-risk areas of Asia and beyond. As she was assigned to a monitoring station at Watchpoint, Antarctica, a sudden catastrophic polar storm battered the installation and cut it off from the outside world. As their supplies dwindled, they entered cryostasis in a last-ditch effort to survive until a rescue attempt could be made. That rescue never came, and it wasn't until years later that the chamber was finally found. Mei, still in hibernation, was the only survivor. The world had gone through considerable changes, Overwatch had dissolved, climate issues had worsened, and none of the eco-watchpoints were in operation. Mei has continued to work on her own equipped with a portable version of her climate manipulation technology. She travels the world hoping to re-establish the network and track down the causes of threats to the planet's ecosystem. Now that we have a little backstory on Mei, let's take a look at the basic mechanics of this eco-specialist and climatologist. Mei fills the defense role in this game and has 250 health with no armor and no shield. This puts Mei toward the top end of hit points for non-tank characters, and her added utility in her abilities makes her a really challenging character to bring down. Mei's primary weapon is her endothermic blaster. Mei's blaster unleashes a concentrated short-range stream of frost that damages, slows, and eventually freezes enemies in place. This is one of the most devastating primary attacks in the game, as it not only causes damage to you, but it also eventually roots you and makes you incapable of fighting back. Mei does have an alternate attack in which her blaster shoots icicle projectiles at medium range. While her primary attack does do some damage, it's her alternate attack that's her primary damage dealer in her kit. It's effective at most ranges and is capable of doing some serious damage if you nail a headshot, taking down some enemies in only 2 shots. Mei's first ability is called Cryo Freeze. Mei instantly surrounds herself with a block of thick ice. While in this block, she heals herself and ignores incoming damage, however she can't move or use any other abilities. This ability can be cancelled early should you regain all of your health early or decide you wish to attack or use another ability. Since it's a self-heal, it greatly adds to her survivability, and the fact that she can't be damaged during it means that she can survive some attacks and ultimates that other characters cannot survive alone. Cryo Freeze lasts for 4 seconds and has a 12-second cooldown. Mei's second ability is called Ice Wall. Mei generates a large wall of ice that obstructs line of sight, stopping forward movement and blocking attacks. This ability can also be used to elevate Mei or other allies to hard-to-reach locations, as anyone standing on the location of the wall directly before it's built is launched up with it. There are so many ways in which this one ability can be used, from blocking entrances and exits to stopping attacks to elevating teammates. It has some of the highest utility in the game for any single ability. Ice Wall has a 10-second cooldown. Mei's ultimate ability is called Blizzard. Mei deploys a weather modification drone that emits gusts of wind and snow in a wide area. Enemies caught in the blizzard take damage, are slowed, and eventually frozen. The enemies are frozen quite quickly, so unless you have movement buffs or abilities, it's unlikely that you'll be able to escape the area of effect before freezing unless you're right at the edge when it starts. All enemies in the AoE are affected, so this ability is best used when the enemies are in a group. Let's move on to Mei's strengths and weaknesses. Mei is a defense character, however, unlike other defense characters who tend to thrive when they're far away from enemies, Mei is most useful when she's up close. Mei's ability to freeze any enemy with her primary weapon is one of her greatest strengths. While it's not an instant freeze, it does instantly begin to slow the enemy, making it more difficult for them to aim and ultimately turning the tide of the battle. Mei also has the benefit of being able to self-heal without worrying about taking damage during the heal, which means that she essentially has one of the best panic buttons in the game. Mei's biggest weakness, however, is that because her primary attack doesn't do a lot of damage and her alternate attack is slow to fire and requires decent precision, if she encounters more than one enemy at a time, she's unlikely to be able to take both on and make it out alive unless she has her ultimate. Now let's cover some tips and tactics to play as Mei. Mei is extremely effective when following a tank, especially Reinhardt. Her freeze will pass through his shield, making it extremely frustrating for an enemy who not only is being slowed and frozen, but also has no way of retaliating or dealing damage. A quick and easy way to take out most non-tank characters in the game is to use your primary attack to freeze them, and once frozen, use your alternate attack to nail one icicle to the head. This is enough damage to take out nearly all enemies in the game. It also doesn't hurt that all they can do is stare into Mei's conniving eyes as she laughs at them before finally finishing them off. Mei's ultimate is best used when your teammates are there to back you up, but it can also be used as a way to get out of a really bad situation if needed. Since it freezes all enemies in its area of effect, it gives you the opportunity to place it and run like hell. Also remember that Mei's ultimate doesn't just drop into place right where you start the ability. She throws out the drone with a bit of an arc so you're able to use it from a somewhat safe distance, letting it do the work and then swooping in to finish off each enemy with a swift icicle to the head. But that's going to do it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know in the comments if you feel better equipped to play Mei now, or if there are some aspects that I missed that you want to share. If you liked the video, please leave a like, and if you want to see more content, please subscribe and follow me on Facebook and Twitter, links in the description below. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is Toast, and I'll talk to you soon.